Hi everyone, it's Killshot 99 Gaming. This is Play Dead Live. This is the Crypt. We got Ark, we got SLY, and this is the game that we thought would never happen. It has been scheduled, rescheduled, canceled, rebooted, you name it, we have done it. But tonight we finally got Ark traveling to SLY, and this has been on the calendar for a long time. These are they're longtime rivals. They play great matches, and tonight, you know, the standings are a little bit lopsided. So we're going to see if SLY's ready to up their game to take on the defending champs. I mean, we got the champs here and they're undefeated. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And we got super chats in the house. We got Valar. 83 months, Valar. Come on. That's a long time to be a member. Hello, 99 Army Kills Great Mods channel member sponsors, Pet Battles, Crypts, Good Luck teams. We got Deadly Dimes. 73 months, Deadly Dimes. Good luck, Ark and SLY. Let's go. Yeah, collective hello to everybody. I know we have not done a faction war in a while, and when we don't do one for a little while, it gets people a little bit uptight. It gets people a little bit raring to go. It gets you to let off a little bit of steam. We do get a little rusty. But I'm going to take you to the standings. Check this out. All right. There's some good stuff here. So you take a look. Like I said, you got Ark coming in at 5-0. You got Vox coming in at 3-2. You got SLY at 1-4. You got Mirror at 1-4. And I've also went through and posted a schedule for the next few weeks as well. So we can kind of see what's going down. So we've got next Monday night, it's going to be a fish strike. We had a rough fish strike the other night. Next Wednesday, we got the other rescheduled match. We got Mirror at Vox. And then the following week, we got two faction wars. We got Mirror traveling to Ark. We got SLY at Vox. And then you see that we skipped that week of Memorial Day. Nothing going on that Monday. But then that Wednesday, we got our ship strike. And then June, you can see the June schedule as well. So we got everything set up for you guys and raring to go. All right, so I've got a couple options that we can do tonight. Y'all want to see the bundle? Or y'all want to do the money tree? Type it in chat right now. Ron, why don't you tell me what you want to do? Where's Ron? He better be here to say it. All right, Ron, I think it is a... Is it spin time? All right, spin time, baby. Let's do it. Here we go. Spin that wheel. Let's put everybody up here that is bought in for those kills tokens. And I'm going to spin the wheel. Here we go. Good luck. Who is going to win those 260? It is. Oh, come on. Look at Pope. Pope on a rope. Congratulations to the Pope. All right. Well, you know, I'm going to tell you. Pope loves spending those kills tokens. And now he doesn't have to spend his daddy's. He can spend his own. Congratulations. All right. Let's take you to tonight's Epic War Bundle. We'll do another spin next Wednesday night for a chance to you guys to win a little bit. I love doing this money tree. Craven has bought so many money trees, and the dude has never won. So I got a question, real quick, because I'm curious. How many of y'all have never won the money tree? Type it in chat. Never won a spin. I know Craven. I know Craven's high on the list. Villar hasn't won. I think that was Pope's first time winning. Sheila, Kel. All right, just curious who hasn't won it. Julia has not won it. Wow, we got some big names. Bones has won it. Look at that. She's like, if I win it, she's going to gift it. Okay. Not gifted it to the lady mods. She's like, if I win it, I'll give it to Craven. And Kel's like, what about me? Julia's, what about me? All right. Let's get to tonight's Epic War Bundle. You guys make a little noise for this one. This is good. This gear is really, really good and very, very strategic. I'll get to that in a minute. But you guys aren't making enough noise for me to do any type of special. Oh, okay. Now we're getting there. Now I see a little bit of noise. A little bit. That ain't even like walking through an airport, though. Okay, that's a little better. It's a little better. Okay. All right. Let's hook this up. We got Elixir Extreme, Elixir Steel. I'm going to give you 2 resin restores. Why? Because Quest is freaking awesome. How many people had a blast with Quest last Friday night? How good was it going back to the fork in the road of Crowley's Farm? I mean, it was good. It was good. It was probably one of our best ones in a long time. But, you know, you will need the resin restore. So I'm going to give you 2 of those, 2 Dragon Smoke, 5 post-battle pet revive, graphene, carbine, 1 of each of your waxes. Take you down to the red bundle, 2 Cruel Red, Smolder, Combat Orbs, Red Summon Skin, Savage 6, Matt. You know what? I'm going to do it. Double bottom bonus. Let's do it. Ron was relieved. Oh, that's classic. All right. That's good. Ron was relieved. All right. Okay, double bottom bonus. I'm going to give you 2 Mag 7, 2 Super 8, 2 Hostile 9. All right, the bonuses are not doubled. It's just that bottom row. So that's 1 Sacred Tea, 1 Pink Smoke. Go over to the gold. 2 Cruel Blue, Encase, Thrill, Mystical by request. Gold Summon Skins by request. That bottom row, that's 2 Stellar Skins, 2 Arc Ice, and 2 Arc Smoke. All those are really, really good if you know what they do. All right, because we're not doing the doubles, I am going to give you, because how many people are going to play pet battles this week? Give me 999s. You're planning on playing pet battles on Saturday, because I'm going to hold you to it. So if you are, this is going to help you. But if you're not, I strongly recommend you sell these items on the auction house. I'm going to give you 5 Battle Paste. I'm going to give you 5 Pet Battle Juice. And I'm going to give you 5 Buff Stealer. All right? Take you over to the green bundle. Energy Orb, Arrowhead, Spider Silk, Maximon Grenade ×1. Blue Spark ×1. Potion, Quad XP ×1. And the bottom row, 2 Super Thrill, 2 Silver Sparks, 2 Onyx Skins, and Mythic Skins, Immortal Skins, Sickness Smoke, and that's right, brand new gear. These are the legs. These are H20, D15, B12, AP9, and a brand new symbiote called Jackal. So the Jackal ability is very opportunistic. If you play Jackal and target a person on the other team, their team loses 10 points and they cannot play Jackal. All right, so think about that. You got 7 players. That could be 70 points. And if you lock the other team down, the only way they can unlock their Jackal ability would be to throw a Mercy Grenade, right? So this is a huge, huge scoring piece of gear. Direct scoring. We've never had a piece of gear. I mean, we got pet score, but we've never had a piece of gear actually take away points like that. All right, Kel, put it up on top. Let's see who's got it. I'm going to go back and we're going to spin for the grenade, and you guys can take a quick look at all the people that picked up this gear tonight. Make note of it. All right. Tonight's Sliver Sacrifice Grenade is going to be, come on, Snowstorm, come on. Oh, we had that before. The Gin Grenade. See, this is why you guys got to accumulate that. Some of y'all might not have as many because this was a sacrifice grenade the last time. Or you might have a whole lot of them because you haven't used a lot of them. So, all right, Gin Grenades. So, check your inventories. Have your people check their inventories. And if they don't have them, you better gift them to them. Otherwise, they ain't doing no sacrifices. All right, Kel typing up tonight's bundle buyers. Give Kel a little 999 star. We got Bones, Valar, Father Ron, JJ, Craven, Julia, Dr. Di, Lexicon, Dimes, Busy, Cat, Justice, Football, Jim, Trigger, Dow, Fly, Pope, Nightshade, and Kel. If one of your team members is missing and they don't understand how good this gear is, let them know. Because this is scoring gear, and it also, there could be a strategy to this as well. All right, I love it. All right, if you are starting tonight, if you are Valar, Jim, Shaman, Julia, Bones, Dimes, Ocean Man, and Craven Light, give me your pre-match buffs right now. We're going to start on time tonight. There's our defending fantasy football champion, Ocean Man, in the house. All right. Looks like we got everyone except, who are we missing? We're missing Valar. Valar, you had one job. You got one job, Valar, and that's to type your pre-match buffs. Thank you, Valar. Appreciate that. All right, I'm going to take you down to the SLY Swamp, everybody, and show you tonight's starting lineup. We got, going first in the tank zone, we got the Ocean Man. Ocean Man be followed by the Assassin, who's also the captain tonight in the Rover Zone, Julia. Julia followed by Deadly Dimes. She is sieging from the Rover Zone. Dimes followed by Valar. Valar's the sniper in the Bomber Zone. Valar followed by Craven Light. Craven Light, the captain and the sniper in the Bomber Zone. Craven followed by the Shaman in the DZ. Shaman followed by Bones in the DZ. Shaman in Hell, Bones in Heaven. And Gemstone finishing out the pack. She's sieging from the tank zone. All right. You guys excited about tonight? I am. Because in just a couple seconds, we're going to put Ocean Man on the clock. Ocean Man, timer starts right now. 20-second timer. Let's go. Arc and SLY, let's go. Look at that. Beats the timer easily. Ocean Man's going to jump in the tank. That means we're going to give him a cannonball for the cannonball run. SLY getting on the board early. All right, after he gets in the tank. Captains, I'm going to have you read it and be quick, please. He's going to drive to the Temple Steps. He's going to put a boss on Main Street. Ocean Man putting boss in 1. Cap in 3. Going to play Cronin. We'll get to Cronin in a second. Negation wand, so Julia does not have a Sleet wand. Air wands are off the board. Pet Repel. No blue and Oracle to bury the dead. And Sliver ability. All right, Ocean Man, give me 3 picks. And that sliver's going to pump up SLY Sliver to 22. Both teams started with 17, and SLY now at 22 on their sliver. First three numbers, Ocean Man. 369. 3. 6. And 9. All right, you got one of each. All right, give me 3 more. One, 4, 7. 1. 4. All right, this is a tank or a sub. One of them's getting buried. It is a sub. It is a sub. It feels like deja vu. All right, that is going to get rid of the catapult. On the arc side, though. All right, 1 second. We'll get Cronin roll for you guys. All right, here's the die roll. 12-sider. 8. There is no bonus to Cronin. Ocean Man, strike it out early. All right. Did get his move done on time, though. So that's a nice bonus. And he did get a boss on Main Street. All right, let's go over to Julia. Julia, 20-second timer. And she is gold sparked, by the way. All right, so gold spark Julia is going to jump into Rover. Let's give Julia a tire. Move to the DZ, red needle to the haystack, absorption and a seal. All right, red needle over to the haystack. Julia playing needle in. 1, that would cap in 2. Sweet tea to the temple and mass destruction 8. All right, Julia going to put out the temple flame. With a sweet tea, which is also going to get her some bonus points. 15 points for Team Arc. For sweet tea. All right, Rover, DZ, needle to haystack, absorption, seal, mass destruction, and puts out the flame, all done within the timer. Let's go over to Deadly Dimes, 20 seconds dimes. Beats the timer. She's going to go Range Rover. And move to their DZ. All right, Dimes into Rover. Let's give Dimes a tire. And she's going diagonally over there where Julia's at. Furnace Wand and a Pet Repel. Now that means Furnace Wand, red wands are off the board. But there can be no rage over 6 this round. You can, but it'll be nerfed down to 6. So she's going to go S6, Rapture to the wall, sacrifice a Djinn to the sliver, and she's going to play Aura. That's Dimes' Aura. Sacrifice going to pump up their sliver. And they're going to Dominari and halt 3 times. All right, so the Dominari means no points for the tire. Halt 3 times is going to make it a S3 Rapture to the wall. And Wicked Boss as well. All right, so I'm going to get that Wicked Boss out. Now, the Wicked Boss has no effect because Arc does not have a boss out. So there is no boss for it to target. So it is just a regular boss play, no minus 50 on the Wicked Boss. All right, Range Rover, movement, Wicked Boss, no negative effect. Furnace Wand's good. Pet Repel is good. Aura is good. Rapture does hit. And the good news with that Rapture is it does give you, even with the halts, does give you a black block and 15%. For a teardrop. All right, let's go over to. We'll get to Chromica. Let's go over to Valar. Valar. 20-second timer. All right, easily beats the timer. Move to the sniper zone. Wicked Boss to their chest. All right, Valar showing you how to play that Wicked Boss, Dimes. Now the Wicked Boss does work because there is a target. So that means if that boss caps, Arc will give SLY minus 50. Move to sniper zone. Boss to their chest. Holy Avenger to their wall. Steel Bones is needle. Seal and Thrill. Maximon loaded to the wall with MD8. Ocean Man shutting it down. No Maximon. All right, movement is good. Wicked Boss is good. Holy Avenger, you can't do anything. No trickeration to their wall. Steel and Bones is needle. Seal and Thrill is good. And Maximon is shut down by the Ocean Man. All right, let's kick it over to Craven and see what trickery he has up his sleeve. 20-second timer. Craven says, no Cyborg for you. Craven going to disable Cyborg. I like it. Smart move. Craven will get some dynamite for that as well. All right, let's go over to the Shaman. 20-second timer, Shaman. Beats the timer. Shaman's going to move over to the temple. Banish Juan Julia with a needle to the haystack. Shaman playing needle. In 1, cap in 2. Nirvana wands are off the board. Julie can't be launched or bumped back. Gold spark to dimes with a seal and thrill. S8 Rapture loaded to the wall with mass destruction and sacrifice a Djinn. And we got 3 halts coming up. Movement's good. Wand is good. Needle to the haystack. Oh, she can play the 8. It just cuts it down to 6. So she does have the extra seal and thrill, which is going to hit a little bit harder. So after the 3 halts, we'll take it down to a 3, give her equivalent to a S4, but they also got mass destruction added to it, so it's going to hit harder than the SLY grenade did of similar strength. Black block and 60% of a green block. So you got SLY with 85 green remaining, and you got Arc with 40 green remaining. They're on the same block, but a little bit more damage. And they get a teardrop as well. Both have teardrops. All right, let's go over to bones. 20-second timer, 2 bones. Going to use the Monolith and Immortal Woodrow. All right, Mortal Woodrow's down there, cannot be occupied while he is there. And he comes with a little seal as well, because he's immortal. Sweet tea to the temple, put out that temple flame. Bones also adding 15 points. Sweet tea's nice. Give Bones a seal and absorption. Sliver ability, pump that sliver up to 27. All right, Monolith, Immortal, Woodrow, absorption, sweet seal, sweet tea, sliver, and sacrifice a Djinn. And let's take it over to Gemstone. Final move of round number 1, 20 seconds. She does beat the timer. She's going to hop in the tank. Give her a cannonball. All right. And she will attempt to move to their bomber zone. Craven locked it in. But there is a Woodrow there, so she gets to the no zone on the way to the bomber zone because of Woodrow. Going to play Mosara, so we'll get a die roll on Mosara. All right, so roll a 12-sider and see if we get a hinder from rounds 1 to 7. Round 4, round number 4. SLY, you will be hindered. Mythic needle to the haystack. They got a third needle out there. Jim playing needle in 1 with cap in 2. Going to go seal and thrill and throw in a monster to Woodrow, and that will break Woodrow's seal. So Woodrow takes some damage, but he's still alive and it cannot be occupied, and she does get her MD 16, and that is the end of round number 1. At the end of round number 1, Ocean Man going to rotate into the temple. So we got Shaman with a blessing and Ocean Man with a blessing. DZ is 0-0. I'm sorry, Strawman is 0-0. DZ is not going to be 0-0. We got a halo for Julia. We got a halo for Dimes. We got a halo for Bones. That means the DZ is going to be 25 Sly, 0 Arc. Also, Bones earned a Angel Wing for Craven Light. He does still earn them, even though he's disabling. Goes to the Bomber. So we go 25 points for an Angel Wing. Sliver, I've got 27 points. For Sly, I've got 17. For Arc. At the end of the round, we're going to remove 1 halo. And I think both teams sacrificed 1. All right, so we're going to remove 1 from each team. All right. Good round. Let's go to round number 2. Ocean Man, you're on the clock. 20-second timer. Timer is up. All right. He did beat the Nerf timer, did not beat the regular timer. Gold Kang to his boss with a seal. Gold Kang could be worth 55. Blue Spark, Goliath loaded. Mass Destruction 8, getting him on the board with some MD. Shaman's going to shut down the grenade. But he does get to sacrifice and pump that sliver back up. All right, before Julia's turn, we're going to cap her needle. All right, 20-second timer starts now. Beats the timer. Julia can play Immortal Grendel to the haystack. Emo Grendel, that means Sly plays a needle, he gets devoured. And it is Emo. Dust of Dimes, Maximon loaded to the wall. Amplify and sacrifice a Gen Grenade. All right, amping up the wall. Got amp times 3. Put the dust on dimes. And Maximon loaded. And we've got 24. Mass Destruction and Amplify. M7. Green block, which is 40% that's left. Full green block. And 75% of a blue block. 25 blue remaining. Team Arc. Nice wall hit. Get this thing going with the amp and the mass destruction bonuses. All right, Deadly Dimes, you're up. 20 seconds for dimes. I am going to dim the Dragonstone as well for the siege. Beats the timer. Colossal Kang to her boss. Gold Spark to Julia. Colossal Kang, possible 73 for dimes. Seal, Summoning Grenade, and a Sliver ability. All right, Mortal Blue. Now that seal has not resolved yet. Dimes, do you take the damage from the Immortal Blue? She's going to max absorb. No damage gets through. No aura is triggered. All right, Colossal Kang is good. Gold Spark is good. Seal is not resolved. Summoning Grenade is stopped. And Dimes absorbs the damage that comes through. All right, let's go over to Valar. 20-second timer, Valar. Easily beats the timer. Valar going to go Colossal Kang to her boss. Possible 73. A little bit of Dragon Smoke. Maximon loaded to the wall. I'm going to amp it up. Craven says, wait. All right, going to go Immortal Blue from Bones. We'll stop it. Valar going to use Max Absorb on herself. And a Dragon Smoke does go through. Kang is good. Dragon Smoke is good. Maximon is not. And Amplify pumps up the wall. We skip Craven Light. Before Shaman's turn, we're going to cap Shaman's Needle. All right, 20-second timer, Shaman. Beats the timer. Mythic Kang to Valar's boss with a Blue Spark Super Thrill. Mythic Kang, Shaman could be worth 63 if it caps. Blue Spark, Super Thrill, Grizzly to the wall with some amp. Holy moly. Craven says, let it hit. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13. S13 from the Shaman with amp. $25 blue. Blue block. Blue block. And a teardrop takes out the red block. Shaman getting it done, and they're going to pump it with Intaglio, which gives them another 40% of a red block. 60 red remaining. All right, Bones, you're up. 20-second timer. Hold up, Bones. Oh, yeah, never mind. You got no needle. Bones, 20-second timer. Colossal King to Main Street. Maximon to the Grendel. And Mass Destruction 8. All right. First she says hits, and then she says wait. That is a 25-point penalty. Minus 25 for calling the hits. So they do get the Eclipse, but it costs them 25. And they're going to eclipse the Grendel. Colossal Kang is good. Now, because they are the defensive first to act and they're not trying to lock in a move, that's why it's a penalty. Had they been on the other team and typing hits, it would have locked in the move. So they do get the Eclipse. The Maximon grenade does hit. It hits the ground. So we still get the minus 15. All right, final move of round 2. Let's go to Gemstone. Her needle's going to cap as well. $20-second timer. Beats the timer. She's going to move to their tank zone. Mythic Gideon, Pet Repel. Unforgiven to Woodrow and Amp 3. All right, Woodrow is dead. He did his job. Mythic Gideon. It's going to be a minus 28. And that is the end of round number 2, everybody. Captains, give me your subs at the end of the round. We get a blessing for Ocean Man and blessing for the Shaman. Get a second halo for the Assassin. Second halo for Dimes. Second halo for Bones. Strawman 0-0. DZ 25 Sly, 0 Arc. Sliver 27 points. Sly 17 Arc. And each team losing one of their Sliver halos. Bones losing her seal. Julia losing her seal. Dimes losing seal. Dust Smoke. And Pet Repel, Elevation. Who are you using the Elevation wand on? All right, let's give her a seal back. All right, so we got Tiny coming in for Ocean Man. Ocean Man losing his tank. Tiny coming in. Shaman heading out. Pope coming in. All right, we'll go to, before we start round number 3, we're going to cap 128 points in Kangs for Sly. 128. We're also going to give them their first flag, which is going to be on Main Street. And Tiny. 20-second timer. All right, beats the timer. Tiny going to move to the temple. Cosmic Heart, Pope's Glacier. Dark Boss to Main Street. Tiny playing Dark Boss in 3, would cap in 5. Pet Repel. Who's your target for Gold Spark? Tiny? I can probably guess. Valar. One second. All right. Sorry. All right. Move to the Temple. Cosmic Heart. Dark Boss to Main Street. Pet Repel. Gold Spark Valar. Maximon loaded and a sliver ability. Pump their sliver up to 32. Pope going to prevent it. So Immortal Grendel lives. Yet again. Y'all really want that Grendel going, don't you? It's like there's a battle for Grendel. That's how cool Play Dead Live is right now. There literally is a battle for Grendel. All right, let's go to Julia. 20-second timer starts now. Colossal Kang to Valar's boss. Gold Spark Dimes, Seal and Thrill. Trex loaded to the wall, and Sliver ability. Craven, does it hit? It does hit. All right. Get that Colossal Kang out there. Colossal Kang could be worth 73. Gold Spark Dimes with a Seal and Thrill. Sliver ability, pump Arc Sliver up to 22. And Trex Grenade is going to take out guaranteed 2 blocks. A red block and a red block. 1 red block remaining. Before Dimes' turn, we're going to cap Dimes' boss with a 73-point Kang. Flag number 2. And 20-second timer Dimes. Beats the timer. Red Needle to the haystack. Dust to Julia. Summoning loaded to the wall with MD8. All right, finally, they decided to burn the needle to get rid of the Grendel. All right, needle is played. Gets devoured by Grendel. It is gone. And Grendel did his job as well. Summoning grenade loaded to the wall. Gold blue from Julia. Gold blue will break. Well, Dimes has no seals. So Dimes, the gold from the gold blue. Does it hit? Dimes. Damage hits. Dimes. Hello? Can you guys hear me? All right. It hits. Gets rid of her aura. Also gets rid of a green block. As soon as she takes damage, her aura destroys one of her own blocks. Exactly what you want. Green block gone. All right, let's go over to Valar. Before Valar's turn, she's going to play Hemlock to rebuild that green block. All right, aura got rid of it. Valar's Hemlock rebuilt it. All right, Valar's turn. Before her turn, her boss caps. $209 points in Kang's. And their first flag, which is a Wicked Boss. Flags are now 2-1. Needle to the haystack, pet repel. Valar playing Needle in 3 with cap in 4. Blue Spark Unicorn, sacrifice a Jinn Grenade and a Sliver ability to pump their Sliver up to 27. All right, Craven says Unicorn hits. Let's take down that red block. And because it is a unicorn, it's also going to take out a black block and give a teardrop. Nice use of specialty grenade by Valar. All right, welcome back to the map, Craven Light. 20-second timer for Craven. All right, one additional thing. In round number 2, I did not give Bones a second Angel Wing. She should have. So Craven Light gets Dynamite. He also should have 2 Angel Wings. Craven moves to the temple. Going to steal Julia's Initio. Going to play Cosmic Guard. Boss to the side chest and Needle to the haystack. Craven playing Boss in 3 with cap in 5, playing Needle in 3 with cap in 4. Pet Repel. H9 Maximon loaded. Playing Aura. And sacrifice Jin. Pump up their sliver. All right, so we got the Maximon is going to hit. But they're going to go Mythic and Gold Sonar, which will nerf that 45%. Now, I do have 16 mass destruction. So Craven, that's going to be equivalent of a H5. Carnage. H5 Carnage as far as damage goes. But you do get the points from the Maximon. And you get a green block. And 55% of a green block. You have 45 green remaining. All right, let's go over to Pope. 20-second timer, Pope. Beats the timer. Pope going to head over to the temple stairs. Needle to the haystack. Pope occupying that third needle. Needle in 3. Cap in 4. Seal and Thrill. H9 Maximon. Going to pump up the mass destruction to 32. Sacrifice Jin Grenade. Craven says, wait. So we got movement, needle, seal and thrill, Maximon loaded to the wall. Tiny going to prevent it, but he is going to use his 6s to take a block, which will take one of those green blocks out of play. All right, let's go over to Bones. 20-second timer, Bones. Beats the timer. Scold the Pope, binds the Pope. Rage, summoning grenade to the watchtower. And Sap is no longer in play, Bones. Pick another ability. I think Sap fell out of cycle last week. Go with hinder 2 to Villar. All right. Villar is hindered. Does hit. All right, let's go Skull to Pope, Vines to Pope. You're going to break his seal. You take him down to 90%. Skull's going to hit him. He's going to take him down to 80%. Let's give Bones a second absorption for Scold. We'll light a Watchtower with Scold. Summoning Grenade hits. Light another Watchtower. And she's going to bring out Colossal Watcher. Right there. And she gets the points for the Colossal Watcher, which is going to be plus 30 points. All right, let's go over to Gemstone. 20-second timer gem. She's going to move to the Bomber Zone, which she can do now. Dark Boss to their chest. Craven says, wait, he's going to dolly that. All right, let's back it up. So, Jim, you basically get to play a pet. Put you back in the tank zone. So, do you want to keep the Dark Boss? Or do you want to play a different pet? All other moves are void. Art, keep or different pet? All right, we're going to keep it. Dark Boss is going to go to the chest. Jim playing in 3 would cap in 5 and would be worth another 25 if the Dark Boss caps. All right, that's the end of round number 3. At the end of round number 3, I've got Tiny and Craven controlling the temple. Strawman 0-0. DZ 25 Sly 0 Arc. Julia with a third Halo. Dimes with a third Halo. Bones with a third Halo. Craven Light with a Devil Horn. Damage plus 75. Sliver, we've got 32 points for Sly. We've got 27 points for Arc. Each team will lose a Sliver buff. And we'll go to round number 4. Remember, Sly, you got a -1 hinder for this round because of Masara. All right, start out with Tiny. Tiny, 20-second timer. Beats the timer. Tiny going Colossal Kang. possible 73. Super Thrill Blue Spark. S8 Maximon loaded. Tiny going to play Aura. That is incorrect. You start with the ones on your side, and you continue to get them if you're the only person there. You don't need to occupy the other team zone. As long as you have a solo person in that zone. Yep. Sacrifice Jin. S8 Maximon loaded. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Julia, does it hit? It does hit. All right. Got a big grenade hit for Team SLY. They get the Kang. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 plus mass destruction. Finish the rest of that green block. Blue block and a blue block and 10% of a blue block. So you got 90 blue remaining. Never mind. I got to remove the hinder. We get a -1 on that. So it does stay with that blue block. I got to deduct the -1. Nonetheless, a big hit for Tiny. All right, let's go over to Julia. 20-second timer. Beats the timer. Julia going to play her Aura. All right, Stonehenge. Start out with that. Stonehenge is going to place some absorptions there to slow down the wall damage. S8. Super Thrill, Unforgiven. That's 8, 9, 10, 11. She does have Dust Smoke, though. And Insomnia. All right, they got 32 mass destruction. And they're going to invoke. All right. S11. We'll start with the Insomnia. We'll take it down to an S9. All right, let's back that up. It's a -3 for Insomnia. So that's going to be S11, which makes it an S8. We're going to use Mythic and Gold. $55, which will make it S4, but a -23 because they got 32 mass destruction. So S4, Unforgiven, would lower it to a S4 Carnage. But after Invoke, we'll add 50% to it. It's going to make it S4 Spade Grenade. S4 Spade Grenade is what it works out to after all the damage and all the nerfs. Second wall is a little stronger. I've got green block and 40% of a blue block, 60 blue remaining arc. All right, Dimes, you're up, and you are hindered. Does not beat the timer. Did not beat the nerf timer. All right. Does beat that timer. All right. Before this move locks in, I want to go back to one thing. No, never mind. Never mind. We're good. We're good. I got it. I got the aura and everything. We're good. All right. So we got Gold, Heal and Seal, F5 Trex, and Slime. First time we've had Slime allocated. So first Slime, no effect, but one Slime has been used. Pope down to 70%. Dimes with an absorption. Light Watchtower number 3. Heal and Steal for Dimes. F5 Trex hits. Okay. Now this is the tricky part with Trex, because no damage was dealt to that wall. So these absorptions carry over. But it works like this. Okay, Trex hits. We get a blue block. And it hits that teardrop. We get a red block. So those are your two guarantees, because that was a teardrop. Okay? But because no damage was done, that absorption goes to that block. So still 2 absorptions there, but there's 3 blocks. It just falls down to the next available block. That's the way those work. All right, before Villar's turn, we're going to cap her needle. Needle number 4 for Team Arc. get a needle, not a flag. There we go. All right, Villar, 20-second timer. Villar playing Immortal Grendel to the haystack. So that next haystack cannot be occupied unless Grendel is gone. Thrill Smoke, Arc Spark, F5 Unforgiven to the wall, and Villar playing her Aura. All right, a little bit of a sniper bonus for Villar 2. F5 Unforgiven with Mass Destruction, 32. And 12 Amplify. 60 blue. Blue block. And 40 blue. Villar taking down 2 full blocks. It is a stronger wall, too. So you can see the effect of Mass Destruction and Amplify. All right, before Craven's turn. Needle caps. First needle for Team SLY. Now they cannot play another needle until Grendel's gone, but Art can. All right, Craven, 20-second timer. Beats the timer. Colossal Kang to Main Street. Possible 73. Dust Smoke to the pipe. He's going to smoke the pipe. To the Pope. Dust Smoke to Pope. Max Spark to Jim to slow her down. Going to play Slime, which is Slime number 2. Backlash Grenade to the Watchtower. All right, because it hits, it's also going to light a Straw Man. So that means we're going to light Watchtower number 4. And we're also going to light Watchtower, or Straw Man, number 1. Colossal Kang's good. Dust Smoke is good. Max Spark is good. Backlash, and he plays his Slime ability. All right, before Pope's turn, we're going to cap Pope's Needle. Needle number 5. "20-second timer, Pope. Beats the timer barely. Mythic Kang to Jim's boss. Possible 63. Blue Spark Max Seal Grizzly. Loaded to the wall with Amp. 15 Amp now on the wall. Mortal Blue from Dimes. Max Seal's not activated. Pope will take 40% damage, but he max absorbs it. Would have taken him from 70 down to 30, but he max absorbs, keeping himself at 70. All right, Bones, you are hindered, but it's your move. 20-second timer. All right, we got Bones. Is hindered. Going to go Red Grendel to the haystack. Each team with a Grendel out. Backlash to the Watchtower. Max Spark Gem, so she cannot move. She's double max sparked. Going to play Slime. And Mind Trip Smoke to Gem, so she cannot use Phase Smoke to get out of it. All right, so I got an E3 Backlash. And that is the third Slime ability, which is going to get rid of a block. So the absorption moves over one. Red block is gone. So you got two blocks. Both of them have absorption on them. All right. So Jim is going to Sly Shaw, which means she loses all her buffs. But she is not targeted by the Max Spark or the Mind Trip Smoke. So she does have Phase Smoke if she wants it. And the Backlash hits the Watchtower, which is going to light up Watchtower number 5 and Strawman number 2. All right, final move of the first half, Gemstone. 20-second timer. Jim's going to move up to the DZ. Mythic Kang to her boss. Could be worth 63. Seal, Milo to the Watchtower. And Slime, first Slime ability. All right, we will give her the points for the Milo, but we got to pick 50-50 to see if it hits the ground or hits the Watchtower. And let's give her a seal. All right, Gemstone. Odd or even? She picks odd. It is odd. She does light it up. Very rare that happens. And the watcher does require 5 rage. And it was not paid. All right, so hang on. This is new territory here. All right. If there's not a monolith on a target and you don't pay the rage, all right, this one's tricky. The question is going to be, does it get rid of the monolith or not? That's what I'm thinking out loud. All right, so what I'm going to say is because the rage was not paid, the watchtower is not a legal target, which means the monolith roll would not happen, so the monolith roll stays. Make sense? If the watchtower were a legal target, then she would have won the die roll, monolith would have went away. But because she didn't pay the rage for the monolith, then the monolith never hits. All right. So she does get points for the Milo because it hits the ground. Everything else stays. Okay, that is the end of round number 4. It's halftime, everybody. Captains, give me your subs. We've got a 4th Blessing. Tiny and Craven again. Strawman, we got 10-point SLY. 0 Arc. DZ, we've got 0-0 this time. No wings, no horns assigned. We got Dragon Smoke, we got Dim Dragonstone. We also got Elevation, Bones, no seal. Gem, no seal. Dust Smoke is gone. Dimes, no seal. Julia, no seal. Dimes, no rover. Julia, no rover. 4th Halo. Jim, no tank. We got Dow coming in for Pope. Craven and all his buffs. Heading back to the bomber zone. Football for Tiny, Animal in the Ozone. Sliver, got 27 points. For Ark, I got 32. For SLY, each team losing a sliver. Halo. Skylight coming into the Ozone. And Football coming in. All right, we got buffs up there. You can see what everybody has going on. Lineup is going to be Football, Julia, Dimes, Valar, Craven, Dow, Bones, Jim, Animal, and Skylight. Before Football's turn, we're going to cap 146 points in Kangs. And a dark boss, which is boss number 3. Flags are 3-1. Football, you're on the clock. You got 20 seconds. Beats the timer. Football heading to the temple. Immortal Grendel. All right, so we got two Grendels out for Team SLY, one out for Team Ark. Gold Spark, Julia, and Dragon Smoke. Trex to the wall and Sliver ability. Pump it up to 37. Julia says wait. Temple, Grendel, Gold Spark, Dragon Smoke, Trex, Dow going to prevent it. So they do get rid of Smoke. Everybody will qualify for Dragon Storm. All right, let's go to Julia from the Rover Zone. 20 seconds. Julia going to move to the temple. Mythic Nolan. Blue Spark, Heal and Seal. Maximon loaded to the wall and Plague to Dimes. Dimes, no smokes, no potions on your next turn. Craven says wait. All right. What's the move? Craven, you can type it. What are we waiting on? All right. Going to be a Judas to their wall from football. Julia, does it hit? Does hit. All right. That means S6 Maximon. 6, 7 with 32 mass destruction. Now, they don't get credit for the amplify because that's wall specific. All right, so the Maximon will be minus points, 15 to arc. And let's get the wall damage. Now that wall does have 20% and 20%. So it's going to be equivalent to an S7. I'm sorry, S8 after the blue spark. Spade. But it's got a 40% nerf on it because of those two. All right, so this one will nerf at 20%. It'll still get rid of the red block. This one will nerf at another 20%, but 50%. So you got half a red block remaining because of the 40% nerfs from Stonehenge. So 50 red remaining SLY. Dow going to paint that damage to his own wall. Now over on the other side, half of that damage will take out the rest of the blue block. And we'll deal damage to the teardrop, which gets rid of the red block. All right. Dime's going to play Renegade to get rid of the remainder of the red block. And let's give Dimes a gold bar. First wall of the night. All right. So we get, oh, and we got Dominari. Sorry, Dimes, no gold bar for you. And Villar got a gold bar earlier, too, with her unicorn. So Villar did get a gold bar. Dimes almost got one, but you got Dominari. And Dimes, you're up. 20-second timer, Dimes. Beats the timer. Going to go Thraxus for Dragon Storm. Give her that E3. Silver Spark, Gold Blitz, Julia's Nolan, Max Seal, Inferno Strawman, and Plague Valar. Cannot play a Max Seal because you cannot play Smokes or Potions because you're plagued. All right, so no Max Seal. She does get the Inferno. She plays Plague on Valar. So Valar cannot play Smokes or Potions. Inferno is going to light up Strawman number 3. Dime's going to take 10% damage from the Inferno. And Nolan is dead. Because of the Silver Spark. All right, let's go over to Valar. 20-second timer. Move to Sniper Zone with Thraxus. Valar in the Sniper Zone. She's going to play Mythic Nolan. This is Valar's Nolan. Gold Spark Craven. Rage Tonic. Grub Grenade. Plague to Craven. And a Blackout Wand. No DZ awards this round. Each team, Arc has used 2 plagues, SLY's used 1. So Valar with the Grub Grenade, 3 points for each round her sliver was alive. We'll add that at the end of the game. It does hit. And will not deal much damage. They do have Amplify, but she's only got a Rage Tonic on it. She does get Sniper damage bonus. Overall, red block for Valar. 1 red block. Movement, Nolan, Thraxus, Rage, Grub Grenade, Plague and Blackout. Craven Light is Plague, no smokes, no potions. 20 seconds, Craven. Timer is up. Does beat the timer. Move showed up as the timer expired. Silver Spark Gold Blitz to Nolan. Rage Tonic Backlash to Watchtower with MD8. It hits. All right, Valar's Nolan is out of commission as well. Backlash, going to light Watchtower number 6. And light Strawman number 4. All right, let's go over to Dow. 20-second timer starts now. Dow, Bones, Jim, Animal, and Sky. Beats the timer. Move in range of the wall. Torment the animal. Gold Nolan. H9, Thrill and Seal. To the wall, Mass Destruction, and sacrifice Jin to the sliver. Craven Light. And Dow, because you are hitting the wall, you have to summon Orbital. Orbital summon from the wall and Watcher summon when you hit the Watchtower. But doesn't matter because it doesn't hit because it's intervened. All right, moves into range. Torment Animal. Gold Nolan. Big Grenade Shot. Mass Destruction is good. But the intervene is no good. But he does sacrifice the Jin Grenade. All right, let's go over to Bones. 20-second timer, Bones. Beats the timer. Dune to Strawman, Dust to Valar, Inferno Strawman, and Plague to Dow. All right, Dow is not a valid target for Plague because you can't play Plague on a player for round 6. Well, actually, never mind. Dow is a valid target for Plague. Sorry, you don't get a redirect. He is a valid target, but it will have no effect on him. There's a difference. He can be targeted this round, but it won't have any effect. All right, Dune to Strawman, Dust to Valar. All right, each team has now used 2 plagues. All right, so Bones light Strawman number 5 with Dune. And Inferno is going to light Strawman number 6. So let's give Bones a torch award. All right, let's go over to Gemstone, 20-second timer. Beats the timer. Gem's going to move to their rover zone, move her diagonally. Torment to football. Max Spark Animal. Gold Nolan. Animal is going to, I'm assuming, double evoking the Navy grenade to the straw man. So he does double evoke, which will take the Navy down to a cadet after the double evoke. But the Navy will still put out a straw man, no matter how low value it is. All right, movement's good, torment's good, max spark is good, plays a gold Nolan, throws a Navy grenade, and it is double evoked. All right, she puts a plague on Animal. So Animal cannot use any smokes, any potions, is slowed, and is tormented. Twenty-second timer starts now. Yes, he is double max sparked by Jim and Dow. Did not beat the timer. Did not beat the nerf timer. All right. Now let's unpack a few things here. Cannot get in the turret. Because he is max sparked. Cannot play Enigma Mask because he double evoked. Can blaze a straw man. Cannot seal and thrill. can play a sliver ability, and can play a patent Unforgiven. All right, Julia, Blaze Strawman, Sliver Pump, and Unforgiven. Sliver Pump's going to happen automatically. All right, pump the sliver up to 42. Blaze the Strawman, which is going to light Strawman number 6 again. And Unforgiven with Mass Destruction. It's going to take out a black block. Because it's going to be an E1 equivalent with the patent. All right, final move of round number 5. Skylight. 20 seconds. Jump into turret. Turn animal to a warrior, so he has no class prevention. Seal and Thrill. Sacrifice a Gen Grenade. Red, blue from Craven. Final blue of the game for Team SLY. And Sky will take 10% damage down to 90%. All right, and that is the end of round number 5. We're going to go into Dragon Storm. Football with a blessing. Julia with a blessing. No points for the DZ, no halos. Valar with a bronze star for the sniper zone. Sky going to max absorb. Sliver. Each team's going to lose a sliver halo. Arc, 27 points. SLY, 42. Strawman. 100 points for SLY. 0 for Arc. All right, final round. Let's roll the die for the Dragon Storm. It is Enrage 1. Enrage 1, everybody. She did not get siege. She's only had 3 zones. All right. Final round, everybody. Football Master. 20-second timer starts now. Beats the timer. Colossal Gideon, Blue Spark, Torment Valar. Sacrifice Jin. Maximon to the wall. MD8. Minus 38, Colossal Gideon. And since football is tormented, it is going to be a E2, the Blue Spark and the Dragonstorm Rage. Hits or doesn't hit? All right, it hits. E2 Maximon with their Mass Destruction. Green block. Very low rage. All right, final move for Julia, 20-second timer. Jin Shi, Wicked Gideon. That'll bounce footballs Gideon back. So the minus 38 will go away. All right, Animal has no prevention because he's a warrior. Bone's going to intervene. All right, Jin Shi, Wicked Gideon. Unicorn has intervened, pet score. So they stop the grenade attack. Dimes, you have an E3 and Pet Storm, so you got an E4. 20-second timer, Dimes. Beats the timer. Dimes adding a Jin Shi to Team Arc. Mythic Gideon, Torment Sky. All right, going to intervene the grenades. The Mythic Gideon plus pet score. The Maximon is going to be intervened. Valar also has an E3 plus Dragon Storm. 20-second timer Valar, but she is tormented. Did not beat the timer. All right, Valar has no Nolan. So there's that. Because it died. Torment Bones. Peel the Torment. Which is half turn. All right. F4 Grizzly loaded is good. No roar. Because of the Torment Peel. That's a half turn move in the final round. Craven says it hits. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With her E3 and Dragonstorm, but she does have Dust Smoke, so we're going to cut that damage in half. Julie going to invoke, which will make up for her Dust Smoke. And Valar going to add Intaglio onto the top. All right. After the Intaglio, it does get the wall down. It's a stronger wall. But Valar does get the gold bar, and they get wall number 2. Let's rebuild it. It took all of the extra buffs to get it. Actually, Julia cannot invoke. We got to back that up because it's round 6. No legendary. No gold bar. We're going to remove Valar's gold bar. And because of the Dust Smoke, and after Intaglio, I've got 40% of a red bar, Team Arc. 40%. All right, let's go over to Craven Light. 20 seconds, Craven. Did not beat the timer. All right, going to go Immortal Bane to their wall. Super Thrill, M7 Maximon loaded. And Craven has 75% damage boost. With the 2 wings and the horns. Julia says, wait, what's the move? Skylight with the prevention. All right. You preventing the grenade or the Bane? All right, grenade prevented. We're going to rebuild the rest of that red block, and we're going to rebuild another red block with the Immortal Bane. All right, let's go over to Dow. 20-second timer, Dow. From the no zone, Dow and Nolan. H8 Arc Spark, Super Thrill Unforgiven from Patton to the wall with Ignite. It hits. All right, first attack that goes through. Hold you a stronger wall. Dow takes down red block. Craven just rebuilt it. And 50% of a red block. Nolan takes down the rest of the red block. We give Dow a gold bar. Wall number 2 for Team Arc. All right, and one more thing. I need to go back and cap the Nolans before we get to the next move. I'm sorry, cap the bosses. Craven Light had capped his boss. So SLY has 4 flags. And on the other side, Jim had capped her boss. And we had 136 points of Kangs put on top of it. Which would mean flags are 4-2. All right, 4-2. Dow's turns in the books. Let's go over to Bones. 20-second timer, Bones. Red Stasis to Sky, Torment to Sky. guy's already tormented, so it'll fizzle. It's a valid target. Rage Tonic Maximon to the Watchtower with Amplify. Hits or wait? Reason it's a valid target is because the smoke hasn't resolved yet that Amy just played. So if that were to be moved or something would happen. So a double torment is possible, but it's going to be a waste. All right, Rage Tonic Maximon to the Watchtower. Light up Watchtower number 7. All right, let's go to Gemstone. 20-second timer. Jim going to move to the Bomber Zone. All right. So M7 Navy to the Strawman, sacrifice to Jen is fine. Keep in mind, Nolan does not duplicate the specialty grenade. So what happens is Jim throws a Navy grenade, puts out the Strawman. Nolan throws a grenade, hits the Strawman because it hits the same target you hit, and it does nothing because specialty grenades are not duplicated. Movement is good. All right, and final move for Team SLY, Animal. 20-second timer. Does not beat the timer. Grizz to Jim, M7 Unforgiven to the wall. Ouch. That's wrong. Mortal Blue from Dow. All right, Jim's going to get Grizzed out of the DZ. Mortal Blue will hit Animal, take him down to 60%. And the final move of the night, Skylight. 20-second timer starts now. Peel Torment, Red Gideon. Yeah, that's a lot. All right, Peel Torment is a half-turn move. Red Gideon, Grinch, no amp, no spark, no thrill. S8 Grinch loaded to the wall, and a Red Gideon. Red Gideon's going to be a -22. Damage from the wall. After mass destruction. Black, green, and Dragon Storm, green. 3 blocks. And that's the end of the game, everybody. Congratulations. At the end of the game, we got a few things to give out. A blessing. And a blessing. Bones with a 5th halo. Yes, you get a you'll remove Bones' torch reward with the Grinch grenade. All right, but a couple things happened here. Bones got a Devil Horn in the final round for Craven Light. That's a 50-point Angel of Darkness. Let's count down the additional blessings. 4 for Arc. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Over on the other side, we got 6 for Team SLY. DZ points. SLY 25, Arc 0. Strawman. SLY 50, Arc 0. Sliver points. 42. Arc 27. All right, everybody give me 5 to 6 minutes. We got a lot of math to do. So, looks like there's going to be some pretty creative points here at the end, because there are different ways that everybody scored. So, congratulations, both teams, for a great game. I'll be back, and I'll give you the final totals. All right, everybody, we are back, and we had a great battle. Two awesome teams striking up their rivalry. You had Art going strong, a lot of damage. You had SLY mixing it up, doing some wild, crazy stuff. I'm going to give you the breakdown. So start out with the flag game. SLY at home managed to disable a cyborg. They did a couple crafty things here. They disabled a cyborg. They were able to play Dolly, prevent Gronk from being played, and they stole Inicio to prevent the Torch Wand. So overall, SLY, 300-point advantage with the flags. We get to walls. Art beating up on the wall. SLY not terrible with the walls, but they got some points on the wall some different ways, with aura, with more blessings. So overall, Ark won the wall game 750 to 500. So now you got pretty close to an even game. But tricky. SLY was able to get the full game in, which means they got some nice bonuses from the straw man. They got 10 one round, but then they ramped it up, got 100, and then they got 50. So overall, straw man 160 to 0. Go to the Kang game. Kang game pretty even. SLY 347, Arc 345. Siege and Occupy. That Grizz at the end was pretty huge. Kept Jim from getting Siege. There was no Occupy, but Villar did get 50 points for occupying the sniper zone. Needles, huge advantage to Arc. 500 to 100. 400-point advantage. Now you got Arc pretty comfortably in the lead. But we get to Watchtowers, and SLY was able to get 175 points in Watchtowers. 2-0. And then what sometimes is Arc's Achilles heel is the DZ. So the DZ, just the DZ points alone, were 125 to 0. Timers. Rough night on the timers for Team SLY. Minus 75. Arc, perfect. So 75 points of timers hurt. Before the extras and the PCP points, Arc with a slight advantage. 2,095 to 2,082. But we still got to do the extras and the PCP. PCP points. Arc, 2 gold bars, a cannonball, a tire, a bronze star. But the PCP DZ points, Bones got 100, and then Dimes and Julia split 50. So Arc only got 25 for a total of 200 PCP points. Let's go to the other side. Arc locked them down with a lot of stuff. They took their gold bar, they took their tire, they took their torch wand at the end, smart move. But because they got the PCP DZ at the end, they got 50 points on the horn, 50 points on the wing, 50 points for Angel of Death, 25 for Dynamite. But the big one was they got 125 points in PCP DZ. So overall PCP, SLY 325, Arc 200. So now we do the extras. The extras are the Maximons. The extras are the Slivers. The Colossal Watchers. SLY with a slight advantage. Overall, Slivers, Arc, 163 points. SLY, 202. After the extras were deducted, the Maximons and the additional things were added. Wicked Boss was deducted. Dark Boss, SLY had a minus 20. No positive points there, which gave them a positive 182. Ark had a minus 50, which gave them a positive 113. Overall tonight, SLY at home handing Ark their first loss of the season, 25-89 to 24-08. 150-point game, roughly. Big victory for Team SLY, pulling out all the stops and mixing it up with a whole lot of different things, especially backlash grenades and watchtowers and strawmen and DZ points. So great job, Team SLY. Good to see all of you guys with your full team back, playing and strategizing. Ark, tough road game for sure, but Ark will be back at home. Road games are not easy to win. We know that. But Ark playing pretty tough, but SLY definitely mixed it up tonight for sure. Playing a little different strategy. And the walls were a little tougher tonight. So, yeah, the walls were definitely more of a struggle. But great job, both teams. I enjoyed being back with Faction Wars and definitely watching all you guys go at it. Great job. Fun time, everybody. Let's get back and do a little bit of fishing tomorrow night and get to your planning because, you know, planning matters and teams are going to start doing some crazy stuff with Mercy and Backlash. And SLY, you guys did a great job tonight with the DZ and also with those Backlash grenades and a couple other things. So certainly had a little bit of diversity in your attacks there. So awesome job, everybody. Have a good night, and I will see you for fishing tomorrow night. Peace.